Okay, well, so today we're going to look at something called mean, median, mode, and range. You are actually going to need something to write this information down because it's going to be helpful for you when solving your problems. So if you could find some scrap paper, that would be great. The first thing that we're going to actually write down on our piece of paper is this right you see in front of you, which is the mean. So if you could write down the mean on a piece of paper or your notes, the notebook, that would be great. So we're going to talk about the mean. It says that we are to add the numbers together and then divide that answer by the amount of numbers you added together. Pause your video so you can go ahead and get that written down for me, please. All right, so if you've written down this definition, I want us to go ahead and do an example. So let's go ahead and list these numbers. Let's put the number 4, 7, 3, and 2. According to the directions for the mean, we have to take these numbers and we have to add them together. So we will add them all together. That's step number 1. Well, 7 plus 3 is 10, plus 4 is 14, plus 2 is 16. Now, we have one more step that we have to do. Then it says, and then we have to divide the answer by the amount of numbers you added. So we added 1, 2, 3, 4 numbers. So that means we're going to take here 16 and we're going to divide it by 4 to get the answer 4. So the final answer is 4. The mean of these numbers is 4. Sometimes some of us think of mean as an average. We kind of figure out an average for your grade when we do your report cards. All right, let's go down to the next definition I'd like for you to do, and that is median. So I want you to go ahead and pause the video, and I want you to write down what median is. Median says to put the numbers in order from least to greatest. Find the number that is directly in the middle. So if you would go ahead and write that definition down for me. All right, so hopefully you wrote down the definition for median. Let's do a couple of examples. So let's write down the numbers 4, 7, 3, 2, and 5. Okay, I would like to know the median of those numbers. Well, the very first step we have to do is we have to put the numbers in order from least to greatest. From least to greatest. Well, let's see. We have 2, 3, 4, 5, and 7. Okay, now I have to find the number that's directly in the middle. So I kind of cross things out and I work my way to the middle, and I found out that the median is 4. If I would not have put the numbers in order and found the middle, I would have given the wrong number of 3. So you have to put the numbers in order from least to greatest. So here is my median. Now I want to show you an example of what would happen if I had this. Let's see, 4, 7, 3, and 2. Would you go ahead and put those numbers in order from least to greatest? All right, median means we have to find the middle. Whoa, we have 2 numbers right here in the middle, but we can only give 1. So when I have 2 numbers like this in the middle, I have to basically go back up here and do the mean. I'm going to take these 2 numbers. I'm going to add them together to get 7. And then I'm going to, remember up here we had to divide by the number of numbers. Well, I had 2 numbers. So I'm going to take 7 and I'm going to divide it by 2. And I'm going to find out that 7 divided by 2 is 3.5. So there is my median. All right, so we're going to practice this in a little bit. I want you to go ahead and move on to the word mode. I would like for you to write down the definition of mode for me. Pause your video, please, so that you can do that. It says find the number that is listed the most. You may have more than one mode or no mode at all. All right. Okay, if you finished writing, let's go ahead and write down some numbers. Let's see if I gave you the numbers. Let's write down the number 5, 9, 2, 8, 5, 3. Let's put another 2 and another 5. Okay, we don't have to put the numbers in order, but I have to find the number that's listed the most. Well, if I look, I've got here 5, 5, and a 5. And then I have a 2 and a 2. But it looks like 5 is listed the most. So the mode for my first answer would be 5. If I gave you these numbers, go ahead and write these numbers down. 1, 3, 6, 9, 3, 9. What number do I have listed the most here? Well, it looks like I have 2 9s and 2 3s, so my mode would actually be 3 and 9. It's possible to have more than one. And the last example I want you to write is if you would just do 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. What do I have listed the most? Well, there isn't one listed the most, so this would be considered no mode. Okay, so here's some examples that you can put in your notes to help you when you fill in your Google form. And the very last thing I want you to write down is called the range. The range says to find the largest number and subtract the smallest number. Go ahead and pause your video so that you can write this down. All right, once you've finished writing down the definition, I want you to go ahead and write the numbers 13, 2, 34, 4, 13, 9, and 8. Lots of numbers. But the range says to find the largest number, which it looks like it's 34, and subtract the smallest number, which it looks like the smallest number is a 2. 34 minus 2 happens to be 32, so my answer is 32. All right, I want you to go ahead and keep this in front of you so that they can help you. You're going to do some practice problems, and then I have a Google form that I am going to use for a grade.